You need to have a backstory for any major or minor accomplishments you create or have in life. Imagine if you were to get that thing you wanted so bad out of life, if you were to have that change you wanted in life, you've created your dream reality and you want to share with others how you've done it. What would you tell them? That I was just doing the exact same things I've been doing my entire life, that I was just feeling, thinking, behaving, reacting the exact same way I've been doing, and suddenly that change happened in my external reality. Well, that's not how it works. Something has to have happened before you're able to create that change in your external reality. There always has to be some sort of a backstory to your story of change. And in this video, I tell you what are the requirements of a backstory, how it generally looks like, and perhaps even the best backstory that's gonna help you get there the easiest or the fastest. The best backstory that you can create. And I wasn't even planning on sharing this video now. It's part of transformational project that I've been working on and is hopefully gonna get released sometime in the near future, but more about that when it's time for that. But I just felt that I needed to share some of this now. And so whether your backstory is of a spiritual nature, a religious nature, a disciplinary, self-discipline, psychological nature, scientific nature, it does not matter. All that matters is that it has to be a backstory. There has to be a backstory for your story of change. I mean, think about anyone whose story of change really inspired you, or anyone who's able to transformed their life from its typical path into a different path which they really actually wanted in life. And you're gonna realize that there's always a backstory for their story of change. It's never that, I was just being the exact same person, doing the exact same things, and that thing, that change, that shift in my external reality happened out of nowhere. No, there always has to be a story, a backstory to it. And I've looked so deeply into many of those. And I realized that the main prerequisite for external change in your reality is internal change. Now, there are many ways, there are too many ways to create that internal change, to have that internal change. Perhaps the most common backstory is commitment to consistent action towards whatever you want, regardless of how you feel about it, even if you don't like it, even if you don't enjoy it, even if you don't like even what you're working on or what you're working towards. Just keep putting consistent actions, taking consistent action, putting enough work day after day, and it eventually is gonna happen, because eventually you're gonna feel different. Your self-perception is gonna change due to all of the work you've been doing, and to your self-confidence, self-esteem is rising higher, to your self-efficacy is rising higher, so you're gonna feel different internally. Something internally is gonna change. Your mindset, your interests, your feelings, your thoughts, they're gonna change, and you're gonna bring about this change in your life. Eventually you're gonna change your external reality. But I'm not saying that this is the best or the fastest way to get there, but it's definitely one way to get there. But if you can commit to something that you don't like, why not commit to something you like? Because that's better, because either way you're gonna make it with that thing. You're gonna create success, you're gonna have the reward, the accomplishments you want with that thing if you keep committing to consistent actions. But if you don't really have anything you like, if you don't want to put consistent action towards anything whatsoever, nothing interests you, then yeah, sure, you're welcome to take consistent action towards whatever, and eventually you're gonna have accomplishments with it, you're gonna create success with it, you're gonna reach the thing you want with that thing eventually. But what I realized is, to me personally, is the best backstory is a mix of all of those natures, is a mix of all of those aspects: spiritual, self-disciplinary, psychological, scientific, neuroscientific. That's the best backstory, and that's the fastest one. And the most important aspect to all of them, the main part of a backstory, is meditation. Regardless of whatever path that person has taken, from those successful people who've changed, completely transformed their external reality, more often than not, you see the theme of meditation. Now, meditation to me is way more special than just meditation. See, meditation ticks actually many of the boxes. It covers many of the aspects of a backstory. It covers the spiritual nature in which you connect to the divine nature of existence, whatever form that might take for you. You connect to something that's way higher than you. You connect to your energy. You connect to the energies of this existence. So it covers this aspect, and it covers the discipline aspect. It covers the mindset change aspect. It covers the emotional change aspect. It covers the thought change aspects. It covers, it covers the shadow work aspect. So it's covering all of those aspects, not directly, but simply by being it. So you change emotionally because you're feeling better. Once you connect with that spiritual nature of things, you detach. It covers the detaching from the outcome aspect of things. And when you do all of those things, it all works interrelatedly. One thing happens and then it leads to the other, and you start feeling better by just meditating, and then your thoughts change because you're feeling better about yourself, about your life, and then you're disciplining yourself by sitting there for, let's say, an hour of meditation a day, and you're forcing yourself to sit with yourself, with your thoughts, and then you're figuring things about yourself not through shadow work, not through intentional shadow work, but just because you're sitting alone with yourself. So things are rising, things are coming to the surface. And then you're covering too many aspects for its own good. So it's really a mix of all aspects. Just meditation, and that's even one part of the backstory. But there was one time which I created a complete transformation in my external reality just by meditating, not doing anything else, not working towards anything else. But this is all over, this theme is all over the place. Like, inspect Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, and you're gonna find that you could even grow your muscle mass. People grow their muscle mass, their actually their biceps mass by 14% simply through meditating. But this is like a specific theme of meditation, by getting into those deep states of meditation and imagining yourself, doing the bicep curl and they grew 14% more muscle mass. Others were able to transform their immunity system. Their immunoglobulin rose by 40%, which is the main, the defense against the main antibodies against disease resistance and fighting viruses and bacteria. And there are more and more stories. Others were able to manifest $100,000, where others were $500,000 simply by meditating. And all of these things are now measured. They measured all of these things. You're using neuroscientific machinery and all of that stuff, and they can tell that this person is going to be able to create the change they want. That person is not, because they can see your brainwave state. Where is it? Did you reach to that point which is required for you to actually create the change you want through your energies? They measure your electromagnetism, the energies of the brain, the energies of the heart, the energies of the body, everything. And it's now proven that you could change your life, completely transform your life through whether specific types of meditation, specific themed meditations, or just regular meditation. And so meditation is one powerful tool that you could always benefit from, that you should add to your arsenal whenever you're trying to enforce any kind of change in your reality, whenever you're trying to create any sort of change in your reality. But it's not just in a vacuum. I was able to use it to create an external. It was not intentional, but it was at some point. I completely transformed my external reality through meditation. But at that point, I actually knew less. The thing is, the more you know, the more you start thinking about new ways to get to places, about new ways to create the life you want. They are factored into your experience of change. Now they serve as limiting, conditions, ironically. So the more you know, the more you are bound by these knowings, the more you have to fulfill these knowings and these understandings. Maybe I started thinking, I've listened to so many stories that people had to do this and that and that, and now it's factored into my story. Perhaps I need to take this step, perhaps I need to do this. But at that point, I was simply doing it for meditation. I would not want anything out of it. But because I changed so fundamentally on an inner level, I became a new person. I was way more patient. I was way more calm. I was feeling way better throughout the entire day. I was actually feeling high for the entire day. and my interests. I stopped wanting to indulge in mindless, pleasurable experiences, in meaningless experiences. I was very intentional and conscious. I was very in control of myself, and that was quickly reflected in my external reality. Reality gave me experiences that proves this to me as well. But moving on, the second thing that you should include in your backstory, that you should have in your backstory to get there faster, is shadow work. Now, as I was saying, it should be a mix of all. So shadow work is gonna lead to the third one, which is actually taking consistent actions, because shadow work tells you what is real about yourself and what is not, what has been programmed into you and what is actually from you, from your logic, from your self-belief, from your actual beliefs, from your moral compass, from your integral navigational system. I mean, not integral, genuine navigational system. The more you dive deeper into yourself, and it could be, done through meditation. That's even the best way of shadow work. Go into that deep states of meditation and start thinking about what's hurting you, about what's blocking you, about what's causing your anxiety, about why you're feeling sad, about what happened through your day, about why you reacted that way, why you reacted in out of frustration, out of anger, out of madness, why you fought with that person, why you argued with that person, why you feel like you need to prove yourself, why you're seeking the attention of that person, why are you seeking external validation. Ask yourself all of those questions, and time after time you're gonna get answers, and you're gonna go way back and way older and way deeper into yourself, to your childhood, and you're gonna realize, oh wow, I don't even want to be doing this. Wow, I shouldn't, I'm just reacting that way. I'm just feeling bad because of this, due to that thing happened in preschool or middle school or whatever. And then you will connect the dots. You're gonna be able to master your conscious, your subconscious, your reality, and you're not just gonna be a byproduct. You're not just gonna be a puppet of your programming, a byproduct of your programming, but rather you're gonna be an intentional, conscious being. The more you do it now, it's not gonna be immediate process. It's gonna take time. But if you start questioning, start now, start today, start questioning, why did I react this way? Why did I do this? Why did I choose this over that? Why did I even choose to wear this over that? Why did I choose to eat this? Why did I choose to watch this? Why did I choose to waste my time with this? Why did I choose to, invest my time in this? To work towards that goal, ask anything, positive or negative. And you're gonna, it works like magic. Suddenly you have this network map, this network in your brain that tells you, this is due to that, you're doing this because of that, and you start seeing it. You start even seeing it in other people. Oh, you have this, like I said, neural network is what I'm trying to say, in your mind, that is always connecting. Whenever you see something, whenever you observe yourself, you notice it, and you're aware, oh, I was doing this because of that, and it becomes, you become the master of your reality, and then you're able to create that change. But that tells you better than anything else what you really want to be doing with your life. And that's when you start taking committed actions, when you start committing to consistent actions. Gradually, even ever so gradually, but keep taking small steps towards what the dream you're trying to build. But this genuine dream, not just out of frustration, not just out of fear of missing out, not just out of, copying other people who've made it with that thing. It's that thing that's genuine, that's special for you. And through shadow work also change the habits that you're not believing and that you don't believe in, that you're not in harmony with, that you don't agree with. If you find yourself wasting so much time in social media, on your phone, if you spend the whole day on your phone, if you spend the whole day binge watching, or if your eating patterns are not something you agree with, change this. Affirm to yourself positive, improve. You could improve your self-image, your self-perception through shadow work and even through meditation. But focus on those being parts of your intention, whether through meditation or shadow work, to change the things about yourself that you don't like. If there are things that you don't like, if there are necessary things that you should not like, or ask yourself even better, why don't you like them? Because the moment you know why don't you like them, you're gonna stop being controlled by them, and they're gonna stop being a coping mechanism, and you won't feel like doing them altogether. And so the last thing is to commit to consistent action. Take step by step towards your goal. Even if you think it's a small step, just researching it, just read one page about it, just think about it, visualize it daily. That's even considered work towards that dream reality, because it's all adding to the momentum. It's all about energy, it's all about vibrations, it's all about frequency. Once you tune into that frequency, it's gonna happen. And so it could be mental, it could be in your mind, it could be emotionally. Connect to it emotionally, live through it, and then feel inspired to take action by connecting to it visually and mentally and emotionally. And then action is gonna come easier. You're gonna feel more motivated once you connect with that future. You're gonna be more motivated to take action, to do that thing, to do that work, to take that step. No matter what it is, make it count. Take credit for it. And that's the last thing. Consider your wins. Always keep track of your wins. Journal your wins. Journal your actions, your action plan, and your wins. You know, write, today I've done this. Today I've read one page about my dream reality. Today I visualized. Today I took one step. Today I exercised. Today I did this. Today. Always mention your wins, because that awakens gratitude in you, and gratitude makes you align on the highest frequencies out there, makes you vibrate on the highest frequencies out there, align with whatever dream reality, with the best version of yourself, with the reality that's gonna make you the most joyful, the most peaceful, the most grateful, the most abundant, the most loving. Gratitude does that. And so it's part of your backstory. You know, I was grateful for life. I always woke up grateful, regardless of whatever life threw at me. I was able to harbor gratitude because I was counting my wins, because I was always aware of my wins. I was always aware of my small, very tiny actions and steps that I was taking, and that made me grateful. That made me proud. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just focus on the backstory, and whatever dream reality, whatever the best version of your dream reality is gonna happen, even if you cannot imagine it. You just have to focus on liking yourself more, being a version of yourself that you love more, that you enjoy being more with, that you enjoy spending more alone time with, that you feel better about yourself, that you feel better about life, that you feel good about each and everything, about life, about everyone. And that's when you have a valid backstory that gets you wherever you want to get. And it happens, and it's not like, you know, you're gonna put all of this backstory, create all of this backstory, and then, you know, whenever it's complete, you're gonna experience that shift in your external reality. You will experience bit by bit gradual changes in your external reality that shows you that you are in fact on the right path. And that's gonna keep you going more. That's gonna motivate you to go more. Just like with meditations, the people who were able to go manifest $100,000, they just gave it out because they know now, they have the framework how to create that reality. They know they can do it all over again. So they were just making money, manifesting money out by meditating, and they were giving it all away to charities, to friends, to families, because they are confident now. They know they can do it all over again. And just like that, when you see the benefits of your work, how you're changing, how you're creating those changes in your reality, that's gonna motivate you to keep going more and more, to keep pushing further. Thank you so much for tuning into another video by AF's Conscious Frequency. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, because it helps me so much, and it helps this video find its way to many more others who might actually need it.